Hey, the name's Cruel. That's King Rob Rule. For those that want to know, my Monster Hunter Rise review is still coming, but I've gotten a bit sidetracked with my secondary character, so I haven't quite experienced all of the content for version 3.0 yet. As soon as I get around to finishing it all off, which shouldn't be long at all, I'll start working on the review. For now, I've got this Argosy guide that I've been wanting to make since the game came out. Monster Hunter Rise has managed to simplify so many aspects of the Monster Hunter formula, but unfortunately, the Argosy has become even more convoluted than previous games, at least in my opinion. So this video is designed to clear all of that up. There are many reasons you want to be using the Argosy, such as item management, item farming, and collecting rare materials for armor sets that you cannot get any other way. In this video, I'll go over how to use the Argosy as effectively as possible, as well as a few tricks you can exploit to make your playthrough of Rise all the more smooth. So make sure to watch the whole video so you don't miss anything. First up, to find the Argosy, head over to the Buddy Plaza, just over the bridge by your home. You'll find the Argosy toward the back left, where the ship is. Talk to Rondine, the woman in green, and you're set. You can also fast travel to the Buddy Plaza by holding down the minus button and selecting it. And you can also use the housekeeper in your house or in the Gathering Hub prep area as a shortcut for the Argosy. There's a lot of info in these menus, so I'm going to try to keep it as basic as possible, and I'll return to more advanced Argosy techniques down the line. You can skip ahead to that in the timestamps if you're pretty confident with the Argosy already. The first selection in the Argosy you see is order items, so let's cover that first. This is where you choose the items you want to farm over time. When you first start the game, you'll only have one submarine available. A submarine is one of those rectangle boxes available to select. This means you'll only be able to farm one kind of item at a time. As you progress in the game, you'll receive side quests to unlock more submarines. You can check your side quests by accessing the menu with the plus button, moving to the second tab, selecting side quests, and then accessing requests. The side quests required to unlock more submarines are called Cultural Exchange and Economic Stimulation. If you don't have these requests, you'll either need to progress in the game further, or go talk to Rondine the trader in the Buddy Plaza and accept the quests. You'll know you haven't accepted the quest yet if she has a speech bubble above her head. Now that's out of the way, I'll demonstrate how you farm items. First, select Trade Requests and select a submarine. You'll then be prompted to select a buddy, either a Palico or Palamute, to be the trader. So, if you don't have any spare buddies on hand, you'll need to hire more through Iori, who is also found in the Buddy Plaza. It's not important whether the buddy is a Palico or Palamute, or what their skills are. It's more important that they are a high level. But I'll explain the importance of that soon. Once you select your buddy, you'll get another menu that looks like this. It's kind of an overload of information, and I don't blame you if you don't take it all in. That's why we'll just focus on item multiplication, and I'll explain the other stuff later. Now let's keep it simple. What's an item that absolutely every class of weapon user needs? Honey. So let's get multiplying honey. Before we start multiplying, we need to make sure we have at least one honey in our possession. But it's a pretty safe bet you do. This applies to all items, by the way. So before you can multiply items, you need at least one of that item first. Now that we have our honey, we just find honey in the menu and select it. Now you think we'd be done, but no. Go down and hit confirm and we'll be returned to this sub menu. You'll see a selection below trade requests called Buddy Bargaining. Select it. This is very important. Now select your buddy farming the honey. You'll see a bunch of selections available for you here. Some may or may not be greyed out, it all depends on the level of your buddy. For the sake of demonstration, I'm going to assume you are just starting and only have a low level buddy, around level 5. This will allow you to select Casual Bargain. As the description says, it will give you more items than usual, so it's extremely important you use this so that you get as many materials as possible. Once we have selected this, we are still not done. There is a little window down the bottom center of the screen with a blue box inside that says Lagniapple, with a prompt to press X. For those unfamiliar, a Lagniapple increases the effectiveness of buddies. You'll know if you have any by looking at the top right hand corner of the screen and refer to the orange acorn. If you have any available, make sure you use it. Simply press X to use it. When you use it, you'll see the duration of the trade increases. The number of diamonds in the top right corner of the box denotes the duration of the trade. That is, 1 diamond equals 1 quest. This will allow for more items to be farmed. Plus, if you have 3 submarines selected, the Lagniapple effect will be affected for all 3 of them. So that begs the question, how do you get Lagniapples? There are a few ways to collect them. There's a Kahoot nest in this tree in the Buddy Plaza. You can check every now and then between quests. It will give you a bunch of random items. Don't check it every single quest though, as I have found you seem to get more items of greater value every 5 or so quests. Not 100% sure how it works, but if you're lucky you'll get a few Lagniapples every now and then. Also, the buddy expert sometimes gives them to you for simply bringing a buddy on quest with you, so always check in with him when he has a speech bubble above his head. Finally, the Meowcenaries will occasionally find Lagniapples on their missions, so always make sure to be sending them out whenever you can. Multiplying items passively is one of the most useful things you can do in all of Monster Hunter, so doing so as effectively as possible is key. It's especially important to gunners, as you will be able to farm for ammunition and gunpowder rather than spending exorbitant amounts of money on it or wasting time gathering for it on expeditions. Okay, so now I've explained the basics of multiplying items, let's get into some of the more advanced tips for the Argosy that can net you some great rewards. This time, we're not farming to get hunting materials. This time, we're farming for rare crafting materials. I glossed over this in the basic explanation, but you'll see 3 separate tabs for farming materials. You may think this is a simple way of organizing the items into smaller menus, but there's actually more to it than that. Pay attention to the menu on the bottom right when flicking through these tabs. The first, with the berry icon, is the Sun Snug Fruit Fair. The second, with the mushroom and insect, is Mushy Room Market. And the third is Ice Bar Bazaar. The significance of these different markets is that each of them gives a chance to receive a rare material that can be used to craft rare equipment. It's possible to go through the entire game without discovering this, so make sure you farm at these markets to receive the rare materials and unlock the rare equipment. Some of the most valuable armor in the game is locked behind this, such as the Vike and shell-studded sets, which are crucial to make gunner builds and offer great slots. Take the Vike chest piece for example. It has no skills, but has a 3 slot, 2 slot, and 1 slot available for decorations, allowing for all kinds of customization in builds. It's a fantastic choice, because most of the chess pieces in the game are pretty ordinary, and this allows for almost any skill of your choosing, so long as you have your desired decorations. I'll go over the rare items found at each market, and the equipment that accompanies it. Just keep in mind I'm showing the high rank equivalent of this equipment. So first off we have the Sun Snug Fair. The Dos Biscuits will give you the Melahoa S set, which grants Paralysis Resistance level 3, Botanist level 4, Recovery Up level 3, and Recovery Speed level 3. And it also gives the Spring Night Carp, which will allow you to craft the Makluva set. This grants Sleep Resistance level 3, Water Attack level 3, Bubbly Dance level 2, Leap of Faith level 1, and Speed Eating level 1. Next, the Mushy Room Market provides the Dream Shell, which will allow you to craft the Shell-Studded Armor. This grants Ballistics level 3, Normal/Rapid Up level 2, Pierce Up level 2, and Spread Up level 2. The Blossom Cricket allows you to craft the Magia weapons, for example the Magia Crescent, which is an insect glaive that has 190 raw damage, 33 blast, with a sliver of blue sharpness. And also the Butterfly Beetle, which allows for the crafting of the Ropessa/Alucanth set. This grants Critical Element level 3, Critical Eye level 4, Dragon Attack level 5, and Evade Window level 1. And finally, the Ice Bar Bazaar gives you the Toxic Kumori, which allows you to craft the Skulder set, which grants Poison Attack level 2, Latent Power level 3, Poison Resistance level 2, Weakness Exploit level 2, and Mind's Eye level 1. And finally, the Armored Brim, which allows you to craft the Vike set, and that will grant you Ammo Up level 3 and Normal/Rapid Up level 3. And also it's got some great slots on it. It's definitely worth checking out. There are more examples, but I've just listed some key highlights. You can also use buddy bargaining to your advantage to help you get these rare materials even easier. If you have a buddy at level 25, you can do a shiny bargain, which will increase the likelihood of receiving rare items, but it's even better odds with blinding bargain, which you will need a level 40 buddy to take advantage of. Thankfully, you don't need to train your buddies up yourself. You can have them train passively with the buddy expert in between quests. Just drop a Lagniapple in for best results. Also, when you're at a certain stage in high rank, you can start hiring buddies around level 30ish, so that's a bonus. If you want to know what the other buddy bargaining skills do, just read the description for each. I just found the way the menus were spread out, it was easy to miss or get confused about, so hopefully I've cleared up any confusion anyone else has had with it. If not, feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. Time to finish up with something a lot more simple, the Exchange for Items menu. I honestly would have saved so much time going back and forth between menus if they just called this Points Exchange, because essentially that's what it is. The two menus are so similarly named, it's easy to forget what is what, so I really think it's just a bad translation or poor titling. But put simply, this is where you straight up buy items using points. These items are typically things you can't buy at the market, such as nets, gunpowder, raw meat, etc. But you will also see two separate submenus for special goods and rare finds. Special goods is where you can purchase various scrolls for decorating your room. They are mostly unlocked by hunting 10 of each monster, but some unlock through game progression. Rare finds will rotate goods between quests and can give useful items such as Kelby horns and dash juice. However, I would recommend not going too crazy on splurging your points here, as most items are very expensive for what you get. So think about what you can craft and what you can farm for cheaply before splurging 100,000 points on nets. Also, don't bother buying the items that are only meant to be sold for Zenny. You can make a lot of money fast by just doing mining outcrop upsurge runs. Gaijin Hunter has some really good guides for that, so check them out. What I absolutely do recommend though is buying mass quantities of raw meat and taking it to their canteen and cooking it through the motley mix. You can cook 99 of these at a time, and following this you can talk to Yomogi the chef and she'll give you a whole stack of Dango tickets. These are extremely useful because when you apply them when you eat at the canteen, your skill activation rate goes through the roof. You are just about guaranteed to get the skills you want every time. Anyway, that was my guide on the Argosy. What did you think? Was there anything vitally important that I missed? Leave your feedback in the comments below, and maybe it will help someone out. If you found this useful, or think that it might help someone, make sure to like the video and give it a share. Also, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, I've been King Rob Rule, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!